The Aber Valley Community Podcast is made possible thanks to funding and support from the Henry Smith Charity and the Community Foundation in Wales and was made by the young people of Senghenydd Youth Drop-In Centre.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first edition of the Aber Valley Community Podcast. I will be your host for this edition. Coming up in today's episode, we will hear from the Undercurrents Arts Festival, Aber Valley YMCA. We also have a special interview with the production company It's My Shout and an exclusive interview with an actor, Steve Speirs, aka Big Al from Stella. But first, we're going to hear from Year 5 pupils and staff from Nant Parc Primary who have recently launched a school radio station. Over to you guys.
Hello, you're here with Sienna and Maya from Nant Parc.
We are here to tell you about our new school radio station.
We worked with our practitioner, Russell Prew, to help us gain that confidence using a portable radio station, broadcasting from our classroom using the internet.
We cover topics such as gaming, sports, e-safety, news, weather and lots more.
In early spring, we launched our radio station in the old ICT room, which we now call it the iHub.
In the iHub, we have lots of computers, microphones and other equipment to use in the radio station.
We broadcast every day using a selection of songs suitable for all listeners.
We do regular shout-outs to children in the yard.
We even taught Year 2 to make their own radio show.
From using the radio station, we have seen a big increase in people's confidence.
We have learned how to use radio software like cutting, editing and emails.
Through the radio station, children would like to develop their interest in ICT and technology in the future.
That's all from us. Thanks for listening.
If you are interested, you can listen to our radio through the school website.
Bye.
My name's Miss Winter and I am the Year 5 teacher at Nant Parc Primary School in Caerphilly. As part of our first year on the Lead Creative Schools programme, our school have set up our own radio station. The idea of the radio station was as a result of pupils expressing an interest in having some sort of radio programme in school, and then the creative project and funding from the Arts Council allowed us to bring in some creative practitioners that the children interviewed, and in the end we selected Russell Prew, who is well known for working within schools in this area and actually across the whole of the UK. He brings in his radio equipment and the children then sort of get to experiment with the digital side of the radio, the broadcasting side. They learn all sorts of important things about keeping safe and copyrights, and then link into our school development plan. Sort of the main outcome we were looking for pupils was to actually increase their oracy confidence levels. So the project began following the appointment of Russell and another creative practitioner to sort of run alongside what radio work we were doing, and we finished the workshops with a showcase for staff, parents and governors. In terms of what I've seen the children gain from the project, there's been so many gains, but just to sort of summarise, there's been a massive boost in confidence, I'd say across the class. Even those that came into the project fairly confident have learnt lots of things about improvisation and presenting information to groups of people. We've established a creative team of pupils within the school to promote creativity across the whole of the school. When we're about to, in the new term, bring in Creative Teacher of the Week and Creative Pupil of the Week into our celebration assemblies.
Thanks for the info, and be sure to check out Nant Parc's radio station by visiting nantaparcprimaryschool.co.uk. Now we are going to hear from Gary Metcalf, the chairperson of the Undercurrents, the Aber Valley Arts Festival. Gary has some information on how people can get involved this year.
I'm Gary Metcalf. I'm chair of Undercurrents, the community group that brings arts to the Aber Valley. We have our annual festival running this year from the 7th of October to the 13th of October with the theme of Our World, the world that we live in, where you can enter a number of different categories, from short story to poetry, art to photography, and this year we have a special category for families to enter a 3D art competition. If you want to find out more, you can find us on Facebook. Our page is Aber Valley Arts, and our website is abervalleyarts.com.
Next up, we have an update from Aber Valley YMCA, who are about to celebrate their 80th birthday.
My name is Erwin Evans. I'm chairman of Aber Valley YMCA based in Abertridge. I have been for 40 years. I've been a member of the YMCA in Abertridge for 61 years, man and boy. The YMCA was founded in 1938 by the Powell Dufferin Coal Company, who wanted somewhere for the young men who worked in the mines to attend in the evenings. It started off with one room, 10 yards square, and since then we've had 9 extensions, resulting in the fantastic facility it is today, providing sport, leisure, arts and crafts and music activities for people of all ages. We are open 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, and run a comprehensive program of events for people of all ages. The YMCA in Abertridge is part of a worldwide movement involving 138 countries and 68 million members. In September this year, the YMCA in Abertridge celebrates its 80th anniversary. Part of the activities planned to celebrate this is a concert with the Aber Valley Male Voice Choir on September the 1st, followed by a social evening. Other events are also being planned, but no details are yet available. During the summer holidays, we are taking youngsters out once a week on outward pursuits run by Caerphilly County Borough Council, and also United Welsh Housing Association are running a daily scheme for 4 hours Wednesday and Thursday throughout August. The YMCA remains open every day throughout the summer holidays. We only close on bank holidays. For information regarding the activities run by the YMCA in Abertridge, please contact the General Secretary Youth Worker, Mr. Paul Mitchell, on 02920 80326, or visit us on Facebook, Aber Valley YMCA.
Finally, many of you have seen the production company It's My Shout filming in various locations in the Valley. We are lucky enough to interview several people involved with the project, including the founder Roger Bernal and actor Steve Speirs. Here are the interviews that myself and fellow Civic young person Esme conducted a few weeks ago. Hi, it's Esme and Morgana from Senghenydd Youth Drop-In Centre. Today we're interviewing Roger Bernal, who is the founder of It's My Shout, a scheme that helps young filmmakers gain experience. Hi Roger, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for asking me.
Thank you for taking the time to speak to us.
No problem.
Could you tell us what is It's My Shout?
So It's My Shout is an opportunity for young people, but not just young people, people of any age, to get involved in filmmaking. They could be writers, they could be actors, they could be directors, or they could be runners. If anybody wants to try out any roles in terms of filmmaking, this is the opportunity for them. And we start at community level and give people a chance to get involved.
What advice would you give to any young people thinking of getting involved with It's My Shout?
My advice would be just give it a go, try out different things, and it might be that what you try out might be with you and give you the confidence to go on and develop a career. It's important that people think of things as a job. Yeah. So there's lots of new jobs coming into the industry in terms of Wales, lots of new films coming in, lots of new projects. So
how many films is It's My Shout currently working on?
We make 8 films for the BBC and S4C over the summer. They get shown on BBC Two and S4C through September and October. We're in the process of doing 4 documentary films for the BBC, and we also work in schools through the year. So it's quite a busy year for us.
How will people get to view the films when they are completed?
They can come to the premiere and awards night, which is Saturday, September the 8th. That's held in St David's Hall in Cardiff. And lots of the local people are coming to that event, which is brilliant, from Senghenydd. and we hope then that they'll watch the films when they go out on BBC Two and S4C through September and October. They're also on BBC iPlayer for 2 months.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with us
Not
today.
at
Good
all.
luck for the future.
Thanks very much to you.
We're now going to hear from some participants that have been involved in It's My Shout. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Mason, I'm 16.
My name's Andrew, I'm 21.
I'm Rachel and I'm 34.
What roles have you been given in It's My Shout?
I've been given the role of assisting the lighting team.
So I was given the role of runner, but I've also been working as third assistant director.
And I've been doing the role of the script supervisor, which is continuity and timings for the final edits and things like that.
How did you all get involved with It's My Shout?
I spoke to a friend that actually went into this like industry thing, and I've always heard really good things about it. And on Facebook they're always putting like wanting people to apply for the summer schemes.
I hadn't actually heard of it before this year. I was working on my final film project for my university second year, and one of the actresses mentioned that she'd worked on the one previously and suggested I'd apply for it. They then came to our college to give a little talk, and they were saying they had a film that was prioritising students from Cardiff and Vale College, so I applied for runner because I weren't sure what I wanted to do in the industry, and I know this helps to show you all the different areas, but yeah, it's really a really good thing for me to apply for.
Yeah, I went for the same thing in Cardiff and Vale College, but I studied performing arts, so I went for both the acting roles and I applied for crew as well. So I applied for script supervisor because I love writing, and I thought working with scripts in a different way would be great. And then I also had a role as what are they called? Supporting artist, which is a fancy name for an extra, in a film I did last week as well, so that was great.
What are the benefits of getting involved with this sort of industry?
It gives you like a different outlook on filming and things like that. I guess it gives you a bit of experience. So you know like what are you going into if that's what you do want to do.
So for me, the benefits of being as a runner, I've got to see how all the different departments work, so I can see, oh, that's not a job I'd want to do, that is a job I'd want to do. But also I've learned that running isn't just making people cups of tea, it's quite hard work. But also I got to gain experience. I got asked to become third assistant director quite a lot, which meant I got to help make the scenes run perfectly, meaning I get to shout at actors as well, which is always fun. But yeah, it's been really beneficial because I'm now learning how an actual professional film works, as these are obviously going on the BBC and the Welsh ones on S4C. But yeah, it's been nice to see how a professional film is made.
Yeah, I had no idea really what I was going into, and I'm doing performing arts in college because I wanted to go into doing drama teaching. But since actually working on the set, it's really made me see all the different departments and what they all do, and you get to meet so many people, and I've got so many opportunities that have come out. I'm making a film on Sunday where I get to dress up as a zombie, and that's all through meeting people on It's My Shout, so it really opens up your horizons for things.
Have you learnt anything new, any skills from this experience?
Yeah, I picked up a lot of different kinds of skills. And it's not just the filming, you can pick up skills through the way the cameras work and the way you need to be positioned and how things go together. And it really helps you in not just what you want to do in the future, but day to day.
So I've learned how, as I said, running is more than making cups of tea, so I've had to learn how to be more efficient. I have to be, even though it's not running to make tea, you do have to actually run quite a bit, even though it's called running. You have to run after actors if they've gone missing. You have to make sure they're looked after. You have to, but it's nice to learn how it all works together. So it's I've learned how to be more organisational. I feel just because I have to and these need to be over there in 2 minutes, and then they need to be there in 2 minutes. So I have to make sure everything's running smoothly, because as the people in charge behind the scenes, we have to literally run around like headless chickens to make sure everything runs smoothly.
I've learned loads. I never realised how much goes into behind the scenes. Like script supervising is a role I'd never really heard of before, and you literally have to write down everything, every movement, every different position, everything, just to make sure everything flows. Writing down timing so that they can go to the editor, so that the editor can find the footage, and it's just so much goes into it. But it's been absolutely brilliant, and I've learned so much. And as well, just like how to be around people who are working in this cast and how to interact with people better and things like that. It's been a brilliant learning experience for that.
Would you recommend any younger or older people to get involved in It's My Shout?
Yes, for anyone, any ages. They offer you with open arms. Everyone's so helpful and polite. And yeah, it's just brilliant in the industry. And everyone's just there to help you, really.
Yeah, I totally recommend it. It's like you get to learn how to work on an actual like set on location. But last week we got to go and film in Rowflock Studios in the Publicum village. So we got to learn how to work on an actual professional set, like in a massive studios with like full of security. We had to learn like protocols and stuff like that to know how to behave. But I definitely recommend it as well, because you do get an official BBC credit for working on this. It's like normally when you do work experiences, you don't get to be as hand-on and end up with like an actual credit, but you get credit in the film, and then you actually have worked for the BBC, which is always a good way to get in to places, because they know, oh, we can trust these, they've done work for us before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lot older than some of the people who participate. So I'm 34, and I've only just gone back to university and things like that. And this time last year, I never in a million years thought I'd be working on a film set. And it's been the most amazing experience, and I've absolutely loved every single day. So I did last week. They've asked me to come back again this week, and I've been asked to do another film at the end of July. So I think it's really important, even if you are older and maybe you want to change, maybe you want to try something new, and I think it is the perfect sort of platform to do that if you want to look at going into this industry. It's a really, really good platform for anyone of any age, because it's such a good, positive experience, and it can really open you up to new things.
Thank you for talking to us. We hope everything continues to run smoothly, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Esme and Morgana. We are young people who attend Senghenydd Youth Drop-In Centre. Today we have a special interview with an actor who has a CV that boasts film and TV credits that include Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, but many of you know him as Big Al from Stella. Welcome to the podcast, Steve Speirs.
Thank you very much.
Hi Steve, we've recently been seeing a lot of filming taking place around the Aber Valley recently. Could you tell us why you're filming in the Aber Valley?
Well, to be honest, it's a fantastic valley to film in. The Senghenydd area looks terrific. We've got some brilliant locations up here. Yes, you know, there's great locations. What I love about this place is you can see the hills through the trees. The town square in Senghenydd is just fantastic. It's a great location to film in, and we're filming something for a scheme called It's My Shout, which is about training young people into going on and into the business, and that will be screened on BBC in about October. And so I'm directing for the first time a short film, a short comedy.
You have a long list of TV and film appearances. What role do you feel you have a natural connection with?
That's interesting. Well, I think I quite liked being Mr. Barber, who was a teacher in Big School, because I could relate to him as somebody being outside of Wales and being put down for being Welsh, because I moved away when I was very young. When I was about 18 I left Wales. I've just moved back here now, so I've been away for 35 years, but it's great to be back. And I suppose the role of Alan in Stella, partly because it was a great character, but also because I wrote those series as well, and I had a hand in some of the things he said, and it was developed with me in mind, and it took in all my passions. Like I was a community rugby coach, and that's what they did, Ruth, and developed that idea, for me. So it was great.
From an actor's perspective, what advice would you give to any young people who are thinking about taking up acting?
I would say the most important thing is that you've got to be very serious about it and hang on to it like a dog that won't leave a go of a bone, really. But also make sure you've got something to fall back on. So you need a job that, you know, you can do to make money, because it's not very good in the beginning. Sometimes it's not very good in the end, but there we are.
Do you have any other upcoming projects you would like to mention?
Well, I've got a few things I'm doing at the moment. I've got a new series of Upstart Crow coming out, which is the Ben Elton sitcom. And a movie I did with Ralph Fiennes called Denmark, which will be coming out soon. And I've also got a film that I've written called Rugby Girls, which is about the Women's Rugby World Cup in 1991. It's a comedy, which hopefully we'll be filming next year.
Thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing your production, and good luck for the future.
Excellent. Lovely to be here. Thanks ever so much, girls. Cheers.
That's it for our first episode. Please feel free to email us using cidicinfo@gmail.com with any questions or suggestions. You can also find us on Facebook by searching for Senghenydd Youth Drop-In Centre. See you next time.